Can you hear me? I'm Tara Keating. I'm the Associate Artistic Director of BalletX.
Matthew Neenan, co-founder of BalletX and the choreographer of The Last Glass.
Ashley Simpson, a dancer in BalletX and a dancer in The Last Glass.
The Last Glass premiered 15 years ago. What inspired the work originally, and what does it mean to you now? Well, 15 years ago, I knew the band Beirut, but I wasn't that aware of their music until James Ide, my good friend, said, "You must listen to them. I really think you would want to choreograph to it." And immediately I did. And immediately I knew I had to do it for BalletX. Seeing it throughout the years, it means something different each time, especially as I've grown up as an adult. It means something more to me every time, and also with different beautiful dancers who keep targeting these roles.
As someone who helped bring The Last Glass to life in its original form, what do you remember most about those early days? So I was an original cast member in the work, and I can specifically remember the first days that we were creating the work. We were at the University of the Arts. We used to rent space there in Terra Hall on the 4th floor. We were in a back studio, and Matt just started with some phrase work, which I think it ended up being the
finale phrase we started with.
The finale phrase, yeah. And it just felt like there was, I don't know, a different kind of energy in the room, that Matt was just trying something kind of new and fresh. And I remember Christine walked in to watch some of the rehearsal, and she was like, "Wow, what is this?" Like it felt very much like BalletX. This beautiful blend, as much of Matt's choreography is, of the classical technique, and then this kind of really weighted gestural movement that people can really relate to.
This is your second time performing The Last Glass. How does the experience feel different for you now? Yeah, since it's my second time jumping into this role, I feel like now I have a little bit more life experience to take to the part. And there's so many themes that I can relate to, of love, loss, family relationships, heartbreak, addiction, just certain things that I'm able to look at with more of a clearer eye. And it feels like it's something that I'm enjoying getting the chance to try again at, because I feel as if the first time it was me being sort of naively looking at these themes, and now that I've had a little bit more life experience, I think I can dig deeper there and really experience and explore those connections and really find what I can bring in my own self and my own story and my own experience to bring to the beautiful movement.
Good answer, Ashley. This ASMR, that would be fun.
How did Beirut's music shape the movement, mood, and world of the piece? Well, like Tara said, we started with the finale phrase. It's the song called Elephant Gun. And honestly, I can't even really remember, I think throughout the process, I was still deciding where the musical choices would go. And I knew I wanted to pair everybody up, but didn't know exactly what their relationships would be until we were in the studio. So the dancers really helped me evolve the work. And then really listening to the music, we were like, it feels a little bit like this. It feels a little bit like grief. It feels a little bit like survival, hope, all those adjectives. And the music is it's so rich. The orchestration is so vast and beautiful. Zach Condon's voice just breaks your heart. And what I love about the music too is that it's tricky, it's challenging. Musically it's hard. It's a little hard to count. There's been various vicissitudes throughout the last 15 years of the musicality, and we've changed it up a little bit here, or we're going to do it on count 3 now, or we're going to do it on this moment of the music, or this lyric, this part of his voice, and just to keep it fresh. It's kind of inevitable for that to happen.
Now in your role restaging the piece, what's most important for you to share with the dancers taking it on? That's a great question. I think one thing that I really think about a lot when I'm restaging the work is, and something that Matt is always encouraging in all of his work, is to really bring yourselves to the role. So we've created these steps, Matt created these steps back in the world premiere, but that each dancer that comes into that track is really showing us who they are, what their journey is, what their personality is. So my role, Ashley, is now performing the role. Francesca Forcella has actually performed it as well, and Kylie Kwan. So to see, all of the different people go into it has been really special. I was thinking, I think for the most part, it's pretty much the same. There's a few moments in the duet that Matt has switched up a bit.
Yeah, I think it's so beautiful to see how different people can make the piece so different. Even just from me doing it the first time to now, seeing a different cast doing some of the duets, or even just seeing our double cast doing the duets, you find different things, and it feels like it's different choreography, and it feels so new and so fresh every time just because of the beauty of everyone's individuality, and it's really incredible to watch. What moment in the last class feels especially meaningful or powerful for you as a performer? For me, I would say it's the moment in our duet when we face the audience and then we take steps back, and it's just me just feeling this
Drama.
incredible drama. It's dramatic and it's so powerful, and it's not dancing. It's not technical dancing, but so much has to happen to have that feeling come across in the body and in the mind and in the spirit. And so it's so special to just have that moment. It's just you on the stage, the audience is with you, the lights are shining down, and you just feel so free, and you can make whatever choices you feel in that moment. And I've never had an experience like that, and I'm so excited to do that again.
Those are some of the hardest moments
Yeah.
too, right? Where you're just standing and emoting and showing.
Yeah,
You do it beautifully.
thank you.
How has it felt to revisit The Last Glass with a new cast and a fresh perspective? Great question, because the original cast, I felt like that's when BalletX was still a pickup company. So we had various people in for each series. Thank God Tara Keating was always with us. But it was just her and a few others. Other than that, we had different dancers coming in to the company for every series. And summer of 2010, I think at that point, being 5 years old, we had the best group we had at that point. Like, we were so excited. We had an amazing group, and I knew I could use this music because even though, and I was the same age as a lot of the dancers at the time. We had a few young ones, but they were wise beyond their years. So everyone really had an incredible rapport with each other and a great camaraderie, which is why the piece worked when it originally premiered. And then when we had a company throughout the decade, right before the pandemic, they were doing it constantly. So we even changed up the casting to keep it fresh, because some people were like, I've done this role now. Like Chloe Perks had done her role for like years and probably did it like 100 times. So we switched her to the ballerina role. She ended up going back into her original role, but it was really fun to do that for a period
It was
of time.
fun.
Yeah.
Switch it up a little bit.
Switch it up, and they were touring it everywhere. And then it went on a bit of a hiatus. We did it in 2021 when Ashley premiered, and we had a lot of new dancers in it, but it was still pandemic time. It was still a strange time. We did it at the Man, where we only did 2 shows, and then it was done. And I don't even think we had that major of a rehearsal process with it. We learned it like very quickly, did it, it was over. And now, 4 or 5 years later, I mean, at this point in my life, I'm kind of a completely different person. I've gone through a lot of personal changes, both wonderful and not so wonderful. But a great silver lining, at least. And I think a lot of the dancers have gone through some major stuff too. So I can see them putting that into the work, and I can see the new dancers who are premiering it now looking at the dancers who just did it a few years ago, seeing how they're putting their, like Ashley was saying, putting a new side of themselves into it because of their life experiences. And yeah, it's always going to feel fresh. And that's, I think, what makes the piece work. New blood for it is always a wonderful thing.
Is there a particular rehearsal or performance memory from over the years that stays with you? Wow, there's so many.
The Veil.
You knew it, Matt. You got it. This one will always will stick out in my mind. So the year was 2012. It was the first time we went to the Veil Dance Festival, and we were performing the last class. And we got all the warnings before we went about the altitude and drink lots of water. And I think we didn't truly understand what we needed to do.
But we had only been there a few days. We weren't acclimated.
We were not
yet,
acclimated.
So it wasn't anyone's fault. It really wasn't.
Yeah, it was a really hard performance. So my art track and then 3 other dancers, there's like a quartet. And in the finale, basically that quartet is dancing nonstop for about 7 minutes. And I remember being in the wing. We had done the Oxygen before, and it's the reprise where you come out with the Sunday Smile couple, and we were all bent over, heaving, and we weren't sure that we were going to be able to keep going. And I was like, come on, guys, we got to rally here. We're at Vail. Like, we got to go back out. There's actually like a picture of us just not jumping very high, but we were living our best life.
They were. The emotion was there, maybe not the exact physicality, but I mean, we knew. It's like, I was like, oh my God, they can barely get through this. But yeah, I went backstage and you guys were, oh my gosh.
But we were at Vail, so we were, it was a dream to be there, so we were thrilled, even though we were dying.
You should definitely come see the Set Summer series, because throughout the night, you'll be going on a journey of seeing something beautiful, something emotional, and something exciting. And maybe each piece is all 3 of those things, but you have to see to find out.
I just watched a little bit of Noelle's rehearsal. It's really fascinating movement, completely unlike my work, as it should be. I love it already. And Petrushka is very alive and colorful and tells a story. So it's a very diverse program. I don't think any piece is alike at all. And that's always the goal for when you're doing 3 ballets in one evening, that they all have their own entity.
It's also a great lead-in to our 20th anniversary next season, as we celebrate the 15th anniversary of the last class.